we're on our way to Sturgis. It is Wednesday?
I think it's Wednesday now, yeah. Wednesday,
11:30 in the morning. We've been on the road since 1 a.m. We left Phoenix. We still have 11 hours to go. Oh, we've been driving for so long. It's about a 24-hour drive.
That's pretty cool.
And man, we've seen some amazing country. We're going to go through these questions that everybody put on Instagram, and we're going to answer every single question. We're not going to answer the same question twice. We will answer every question. Man, that shit is sick. Look at that. It looks like one of them circle things that you skateboard. You know, like you ride a bicycle, do them whirly doos on it. There's a lot of dope shit we've been looking at. We've been driving for a long time, and we're going to go do some stunt shows, but we're going to answer all them questions. I'm going to go through them to the best of my energetic ability, because I have been driving since 1 a.m. and I don't know how many hours that is, but that's a long time. How long is that?
That's 10 hours.
All right, do we got questions?
We have no service still.
Well, we'll get back to you. We got service. Could be dark. We haven't had service for eons. Eons and eons. Just been driving through the desolate wasteland.
All right, we're back. We got service. We got the questions loaded up here, and we're going to start with the first one from DB Rips. DB Rips wants to know, y'all doing another Sweet 3 party?
No. We did it for almost 10 years. It was awesome. Raised a lot of money for disabled combat veterans, and it was a real good deal. But the gang task force and cops shut it down. When we put the schedule out for this year, they went to the guys that, the nonprofit that hosts the thing that we do raise the money for, and said that if you guys have this party again, we're going to arrest every one of you on site. So they can't have the stunt ride, and they can't have any of that stuff. So they turned it into a car show, basically. So it is still going on, but it's at a different place, because that place got completely shut down, and they did a car show last year. And then this year, I don't think it's happening anymore. Got shut down by the man. They did let it slide for 10 years, though, and Gang Task Force showed up every single year. And they're like, what are you doing? And we're like, see Homeboy in the wheelchair? We just raised 25 grand for him at this party. And they're like, right on, have a good night.
Yeah, 10 years is a good run.
Yeah, keep the burnouts down. They were always cool, but then the neighborhoods which there's neighborhoods far away, they kind of barely hear it, but it got to be pretty big and out of control. So yeah, that's gone.
So no more Sweet 3 party. DB Rips also is wondering, when is Trent gonna lock down circle wheelies?
I don't think he practiced them that much. I think if he actually put like a day or two into it, he could get it dialed.
I think Trent could figure it out pretty quick if he did practice them.
I don't think it's something he's kind of short, so it's like, he ain't like Joey with his gangly fucking alien arms, you know, where he can just like put his foot down and ride it like a pit bike. So Trent tries to put his foot down to circle, he's still got 3-4 feet to go before he can touch. So
I think
he can do it on everything else. I'm sure if he actually put his mind to it and really wanted to learn it, he would learn it. Circling a Sportster and a Dina, two different things. When you're short, if you're tall, you can get your foot kind of out there and cheat with the foot down. Joey can hand drag without doing a wheelie.
Next question, we got Jackson799. Who would win in a fight? A grilled cheese, a sandwich, or a taco?
Taco all day long.
Yeah, taco.
Yeah, tough, crispy outer shell, juicy, meaty innards. Really bury into it real deep, have a good time.
Bulletproof Welder is wondering, is that the golf caddy from Happy Gilmore?
Referring to Tommy in the video. Was he a homeless guy?
He was a homeless guy. I'm not homeless, but I appreciate you.
He's just a step away.
He's just a step away. Scarl_JC. Will a fight with the ARP bolt guy happen one day?
No.
No, I think that ship sailed.
He's not the stepping out in the real world kind of guy.
Webb West. Is the giveaway bike winner picked yet?
Yesterday, which is when you see this some time ago. But picked, called, dropped on Instagram already, which you've probably already seen that.
If you haven't, go check it out.
Which what we didn't know, which wasn't communicated really with the sweepstakes company, is that they told us that it ends on the 14th. So we're like, hey, we got a drawing. It ends July 14th, everybody. Well, they didn't tell us that it takes them like 3 weeks to put all the numbers together and go through every, because they have to calculate every single person's order, tally, and put it into this, I don't know what the do, put it in a computer program thing of something that generates a random number.
Yeah, we had to submit all the order totals and everyone's address, name, order number, everything, so they can go through each one and make it legit and determine entries.
It's a crazy amount of work that we did. You know, I'm thinking in my head, they've got some magic program already tapped into our shit that's doing that automatically, so as soon as the 14th is here, they're going to call us and tell us who the winner is.
Yeah.
Not that we got 3 weeks worth of shit to do afterwards. Which I got another bike I want to give away. I want to get another giveaway, and I want to build the thing and then give it away. I want to start on that, but I need them to. I don't want to go like, hey, we're giving another bike away, but we ain't called a winner on this one. We're just
right.
full of shit. So yeah, Homeboy got it.
Yeah, he just recently moved to Phoenix. I know when he placed one of his orders within the time frame of the giveaway, he emailed me because he had to change his shipping address because it was going to send to his house in Washington, and he had just recently moved to the Phoenix area.
Kid was really, really excited.
He was jacked. Yeah, it was cool to see for sure.
Super awesome. And I love it when the bikes. I want everybody to win. No offense to anybody out there, but I really means a lot to me when the guy that needs to get it, you know, gets it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome. That works out great. And that's kind of been the way. Like 2 of our guys were literally just recovering from really bad motorcycle wrecks that were on bikes. One homeboy just got out of a wheelchair and lost his bike and lost everything, and then he won the bike from us. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
It's the perfect guy.
Yeah, it worked out great. Like I said, love everybody. Everybody compete. That's awesome. But, you know, just makes me feel a little warmer inside.
Goes to a nice, happy home.
Next, all
right. Are we announcing another bike giveaway in Sturgis?
Yeah. I'm going to do it in the Sturgis videos, but everything we do is like 2 weeks behind in the real world, you know, because of editing time and all that stuff. I really wish we could stay right up on time like that, but there's just no way that we have time to make shit like that happen. So you're going to get the 2-week delay, I think, no matter what, because it's a lot. It's a lot to run a business that's doing very well, and it's a lot to build all of the shit that we build that I mostly do by myself. I do have Trent helping me now, which is a lot of help, but it's still a lot. And filming turns a 2-hour project into a 2-day project. It's a lot more to it to make it look good. We want it to look quality. Like, we're trying to produce real deal television show. I've done 5 pilots for Discovery and Netflix over the last 15 years, and they've all wanted me to be a car guy, and I build motorcycles. I'm not faking car shit. I'm not that dude.
You're right.
So we decided I want to make my own goddamn TV television series. I want some biker television to come back. Remember when the early 2000s when that shit ruled the world? It was awesome.
And the people have been saying they like the longer videos, so.
Well, the longer videos take a lot longer to make.
That's
so
true.
You got to think, if you're going to watch, you get an hour video out of us, you're getting 2 weeks worth of work out of that shit right there. Like, it's
a lot of shop time that goes into an hour-long video.
Man, that in June, a lot of editing time. Like, shit takes a long time.
Makes more work for June. Another question we got from Scooters and Cooters. That's
best Instagram handle yet so far. I think I'm going to give someone a prize for the best Instagram handle out of these questions.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to beat that.
Whoever I pick for best Instagram handle, I'm going to send somebody a t-shirt. That's some Dukes of Hazzard shit right there. What you been doing, brother? Just riding scooters and cooters, brother. Woo! God, that
needs to be a t-shirt.
That should be a t-shirt.
All right, Scooters and Cooters
What
question.
you ride? Scooters and cooters.
I ride them both.
Stickers coming soon.
Which of you is the best at throwing that thing back?
Oh, I just ran a red light, trailer and all. We're good. All right, next. What cooters and scooters want? We really got sidetracked on that.
No, Scooters and Cooters was who can throw the thing. Who is the best at throwing that thing back?
Oh, yeah. I would say if you're just referring to wheelies, definitely Trent.
Trent kills it.
I'm as good as I'm going to get. My days of learning new things and trying new things, I'm cool. I'm going to stick with my 45-year-old scrape and drifts kind of guy from here on out.
It's an honest program.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows this yet, but I also sold my Dina. The Silver Fox is gone. I sold that to make some things happening that are happening in the shop now. And, you know.
Just going to a new home in Florida.
I'm going to take some different routes. Not going to not stunt ride, but I'm going to stunt ride something different in a little different way. You know, the Nightster and the Bagger, but they're different. Both way different than an early model Dina. For me to step away from an early model Dina makes me a little sad.
I think that's a statement for the new Nightster and Bagger platform, though.
As soon as I rode the Nightster, the first time I rode it, I knew I was going to sell my Dina. I was like, I'm going to sell my Dina. I'm not going to want to ride my Dina after I ride that. Once I rode it, I knew, I'm like, this thing's too nasty. Like, this is ridiculous. I rode the bike with the exhaust off, and that was it. And I think I put the 14s off my Dina on it, which felt terrible, but it was a little bit taller at least. And as soon as I rode it and clutched it up and did some burnouts, I was like, it's stupid. It's like, it feels like you're riding a really nasty 450, but you're sitting on a Dina. That's what it
Still
feels
on
like.
the Harley chassis, yeah.
But like a Super Duke motor kind of power. Like it rips. I also opened it up completely, got rid of the cat. It's just like open pipe, open intake, zero tune. Don't recommend it at all. I have zero bottom end. Under 4,000 RPMs right now, I'm making zero power. I ordered a head pipe with the cat in it, and I'm going to build a slip-on version of our exhaust for the catted version. Because I am not a fan of catalytic converters on motorcycles at all, but I think the bike needs it. It needs that kind of back pressure in it.
Yeah.
Until I can I'm going to tune it too. Trask is going to tune it. I think the tune is going to make a huge difference. I hear there's some dudes in Thailand that built one, and with just a slip-on and a tune, they made 100 wheel horsepower.
Yeah, that's impressive.
450-pound bike rips, dude. It makes almost as much torque. So that's a good time. I don't need any more power. People keep saying, "Why didn't you put the 1250 in?" I'd rather have 1250. Well, it'd be a lot cooler if they had the 1250 in there, brother. Well, you've never rode one, clearly, and never wrapped that thing up in the RPMs, because if it had a 1250, I think it would suck. I wouldn't want to stunt ride the thing with a 1250. It's way too much power. It's too much power now. It scares the shit out of me now. Like, it's going to take some serious getting used to.
Yeah, that 975 is nasty. That's in that bike, and it's not comparable to the sizing of the 883 or the 1200 Sportsters that have been around.
You're gonna have to build the living shit out of a 1200 Sportster to make it feel remotely close as powerful as that.
Yeah, from the little bit that I rode it, it's not even comparable to what's been out there before as a Sportster. So
no. I have already waxed some really built M8s, like 130, 140 horsepower M8s, and I walk on them with my big ass on that Sportster. So it's plenty. And I am going to try and build more power with it modestly. I want to keep it smooth. But I guarantee there's going to be somebody, or if maybe we build another one and give it away, I might build one into a 1250 and just make it stupid powerful to be an asshole.
yeah,
You know? And then give that thing away. Because right now, you burn the tire off, it goes from vroom to limiter. Just violently, man. It's a fun bike.
Next question is Trip SK. What happened to that big dude Matt that used to be on the show? I think that was his name.
He joined a Swahili death squad that's building houses for refugees down in Puerto Rico right now.
Josh Ralphie Schneider, and he asked, "Can Tommy please save some chicks for the rest of us?" No, it's not gonna happen.
That's some hot brakes right there. What the hell is going on here? Is this a light in the middle of the freeway? Magic Land.
Yeah.
Two trailers full of bikes. We are taking a lot of shit. I'm hauling some serious weight with this little 2500 Dodge right now. I got about 10,000 pounds in the back.
Let's see, Jay Skylons. We need to hear stories.
Skylons, like from Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, man. It's Sky LONDZ. We need to hear stories on Ryan's basement tattoos on him.
I got a lot of those. Not really in a basement. We ain't got those here where I'm from, but kitchen.
Kitchen tattoos, yeah.
I think being in the motorcycle world goes hand in hand with tattoo artists and motorcycle people. I've always had friends that were tattoo artists, and I've always just been hanging out, partying in kitchens, getting tattoos with the homies and stuff for decades. I don't go to just like people I don't know and get a tattoo or book an appointment for a tattoo. I've never been into that shit. I like to, it's usually going to come from a homie and be either just sporadic, spur of the moment, we're off and we're all going to get the same shit, or it just kind of happens, you know. I have a ton of shit that all of us have. Like 15 of us have matching tattoos in several ways. From the elbows down is from Phoenix. Back is from Phoenix. I just had like my arms and half my back done in Oregon. Got some crackhead shit too, you know.
Yeah. So
A long time ago, I had a dude smoking a meth pipe giving me a tattoo. I got infected.
One of the good ones, yeah.
Yeah, been some places.
Papa J wants to know, Ryan, if you figure out a way to keep ABS on Street Glide but disable it, let me know or make a video.
I'll answer that one for you right now. On the Street Glide, Road Glide, at least the 2024 models, if you're sitting on the bike and you reach right in front of the gas tank on the side of the neck right here, there's a plug that you can hook with your finger and go, and you don't have ABS. I would say use this for off-road use only. I don't recommend this to anyone. But if you were pulling up to the professional stunt lot to do some professional stunt riding, but on the way there you wanted to have GPS, speedo, tack, and all that good shit, you just keep it plugged in, and then when you get to the professional stunt lot done by a professional on the off-roading course, you reach around, you just go like this. You just reach forward and go, and she pops right out. It's like they put it there on purpose.
Yeah.
Not on the earlier ones, just the fucking 24. It's literally right there out in the open. You can just hook your finger on the tab and it pops right off. ABS is in the front is also really nice for rollers because you can grab the shit out of that front brake and it ain't doing nothing to you bad.
There is some tips for you on the ABS on the new bikes.
You heard it here first.
What if we have questions for Tommy? I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, let's answer. Let's go with everything. If you got something for you, Tom, you got to answer it, I'd say.
Yeah, he didn't say what though. He just asked what if we have questions for Tommy.
Well, if you have questions for Tommy, you put them in the comments.
Yeah.
It's too late now. You missed your opportunity.
But you
It's
missed your
never ever happening again.
Yeah. Nandy.
June is forcing us to do this, by the way. I did not want to do this.
Yeah, June's very excited about this. Jane Andy. I'm guessing Tommy's a new guy, huh? I am the new guy.
Yeah. How long have you been with us?
Been here since the beginning of February, so exactly 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, it's been about exactly 6 months now. Scarl JC wants to know, does the Salvage Tport Dina into a stunt bike episode 3 even exist?
Oh man, really left everybody hanging on that one, didn't I? Well, let me solve this mystery for everyone because I get that question a lot. So we started on that bike and we mostly finished that bike. We were really just getting it running and back to operating form because it was in such bad shape. All the shit you guys didn't see, like the inside of the tank was rusted out. We had to strip that thing several times, fill it full of rocks and nuts and bolts and beat the shit out of the inside. The carburetor was fucked, the intake was fucked, the whole motor, transmission, everything was full of water. So we drained everything, filled everything, all the gaskets were toast. We had to rebuild the primary, all the trans gaskets. The whole front end was annihilated from when it was wrecked 10, 15 years ago. It had been sitting in a junkyard for God knows years outside in the rain with no dipstick, just filling her full of rain and mud water. Well, it was wasted. Like the bike was super, super wasted. So when we started that project, it was, let's get this thing going to this, and I'm going to build a stunt bike out of it. And then we got into that project, and I was like, dude, I'm going to just make this thing even rideable is going to be ridiculous amount of work. So, and it was a ridiculous amount of work, and I just had to get it done. We had other bigger projects going on that were cooler, I think, than just putting old parts on a shit box. So we filmed those instead of putting the time into filming that, and I got that done, and I just got it out for the dude. I traded that. I built that bike in trade for I got a 14-bolt full trust floater hubs, all that shit built for my off-road truck that is sitting on the shop floor with some Fox like 3.0 or 3.5 triple bypasses and a Dirt King's bed cage that I'll probably never put in the truck because I'm sick of working on it. And what the hell happened to Trent?
He's in front of us.
When did his trailer turn black?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what the hell?
The wrap blew off the back of
Dude, I am clearly not watching the road at all. Oh my
Oh,
God.
So that's where that new rear end for your truck came from.
Yep.
Was out of that project.
Yep.
All right.
Boy, Kyle made that, and it's f***ing amazing. Like, he went overboard.
That thing is sick.
Went above and beyond what I even wanted or anticipated. Like, he knocked it out of the park. And if anybody wants to buy a really, really ridiculous pre-runner with a whole bunch of more ridiculous shit for it, it's turbocharged. It makes 505 with the tires. Built tranny, built everything. Tube front end, Dirt King's race kit, Foxes, 17 inches of travel up front. Have 17 in the rear when it's done. It has Devers in the rear now with King 2.5s. She bad. I don't want to sell it, but I'm also running out of room.
Scarl JC is also wondering, does Trent go to the gym?
No. He mountain bikes with me.
Trent is an avid mountain biker now, yeah.
Yep. And he rides a lot. Stunt riding is a lot of work.
OJ51 wants to know, what happened to Matt?
A lot of people have been asking what happened to Matt, and I keep giving these wild stories like he was training fighting pandas in Brazil, and that's a pretty good one. I just came up with that one. But yeah, that's been the most fun for me. Matt worked for us. He quit and moved back. He moved to Pennsylvania to go work out there with his dad, I think, doing some diesel stuff. Was real stoked about it. Decided to get out of the city and move to Pennsylvania. Moved to Pennsylvania. Immediately started saving money to move back to Arizona because it was boring and there was nothing to do. So he moved back here. He lives back here. He's a diesel mechanic now. I work out with Matt every morning until he just got moved to the 5 a.m. shift a week ago. And I lost my workout partner. Good workout partner. We train hard. But yeah, Matt's doing good.
Slow Rider S. I have a 16 FX DLS. Can I just pull a fuse to disable the ABS?
16? Man, I just feel bad for people that ended up with twin cams with ABS. It's the worst ABS by far. The newer stuff is pretty good. Like, it works good. It's smooth. It just does its job. The other stuff scares the shit out of you. Like, grab a handful of brake and it goes chunk, 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 chunk.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, let's, yeah.
Or if you try and stop in gravel, you're going, you're just speeding up. I've never pulled, I don't know.
I don't know either.
You can unplug an ABS sensor. That's the fastest way to shut it off. Plug the front or rear, either one of them. Doesn't matter. For off-road use only. But yeah.
Track use, yeah.
Once one sensor is unplugged, the whole system's down. You can also convert the thing to just regular brakes and lose, 25 pounds off the bike.
These guys are going the wrong way again.
Sturgis is that way, fellas. God, it's 96 degrees out in the middle of the desert, and it's a long ways to anything, and them dudes are just cruising with their cut off jean shirts, getting them tans on.
Just getting after it, too. Mert the Ripper. Can a touring bike be just as fun as my M8 Softail?
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've enjoyed both my touring models, my Road Glide and my Street Glide, more than either of my Softails that I've had. The Softails are a great handling bike. I think for like a road riding, road tripping bike, the Softail is phenomenal. They are the most wobble-free bike. Even the newer baggers still get a little bit of chassis wobble. Anything rubber mounted, that's just not going to ever go away until I get rid of rubber mounts. But it's definitely a better handling bike. I like the fit and feel of a bagger. I don't like the fitment of the Softail. I think they're cut really low. The seating position it's still a Softail. It's not, it didn't become a Dina or anything else. It's still a low seating position. The seat's back and low. It's still supposed to be like a chopper style of frameworks, and that people are making into performance bikes and things. But yeah, Softail's good. Fat Bob, I like the seat is up and forward. It's more in like attack position. I like to be like this, riding like this. Fucking cool guy. Like, dude, it just looks like cervical surgery to me. But no, thank you. You're not shredding shit like that either. Like, it's boring to me. My own personal opinion. Like, do what you want to do, but when I ride a motorcycle, I think it's just the fucking ADD and shit. Like, to just be riding and just cruising, I just get antsy, dude. I gotta be doing something. I gotta be either getting down to business or something. If not, my back just hurts.
Bagger over the Softail.
Yeah, and dude, the 20, I would take a 24 if I got one. I had a 21, and the 24 is light years ahead of it. Light years ahead of the 23s. Like, the geometry is better. They're way lighter. The seating position is better. It feels so good.
Scarl JC again. What's your secret to look like a modern, old-school boyfriend duo? That's
Modern, old school boyfriend duo?
yeah. I'm assuming that's in reference to you and Trent's relationship with each other, but
You know, we're just real close.
just a good old working relationship.
Yep.
Scarl JC also wants to know: will you put a turbo on your Street Glide Buildoff?
As soon as we get back from Sturgis. We're shooting for 225. If we make 200, I'll be happy, but if we make 160, I'll be happy. It makes 155 already. It's already ridiculous. There it is, homeboy! Let's go! First guy to pass us on the way to Sturgis. I am surprised.
He rode his.
That's right. Sunburn and all. I'm gonna put a big old dick swinging turbo on it. I'm building a drift car. A really nasty, like, FD bike. Oh, that dude about got greased. Oh my God. Dipshit.
He's splitting oncoming traffic.
Oh my God, that was dumb.
That's how you die.
Yeah. Wait up, Steve.
yeah.
Homeboy ain't gonna make it back to the office on
No.
Monday, man. Jesus Christ.
He was 10 seconds behind his boy, too.
He was cooking. Good work, fella, whoever you was.
But yes, there is a turbo coming on the Street Glide.
Yep.
Alright, not a fan, _51. Does Harley Davidson actually listen to any of your input about what their customer wants? And are they going to use their new Revolution to make a new Tport?
Fuck, that would be awesome.
A Revolution motor Tport?
Man. That gave me all kinds of teary-eyed and chills right
Yeah,
there. That's such a good idea. They do listen. At least they have been listening. And I've been talking to them a lot. And the new stuff that we have now, I feel like this is probably just a coincidence in all honesty, but I feel like all the things that I've been bitching about on the internet on these 24s has been completely remedied.
Yeah.
Like completely. Every time I go to them, I'm like, oh, it's gonna suck, and I go to do it, I'm like, oh my God. Like pulling the motor out. Pulling the motor out of that 23 was a bitch, dude. Pulling the motor out of the 24, 45 minutes. It was just like pulling twin cam out.
Yeah.
Gravy, dude. Shit was easy.
Yeah, I can't believe how fast you and Trent had that 135 swapped in there.
The gravy.
Yeah. It was...
Gravy. Like getting rid of the oil lines alone, huge time saver. When we did the cam job in it, it took me 2 fucking hours. I mean, cam job pays a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 hours, and I was not hauling ass. I was, chilling, man.
Working on a motorcycle.
Filming on top of it. It's just, everything is really, really nice about it. The electrical, taking the fairing. I've had to have the fairing off 3 times now. Inner fairing everything. And before the Street Glide, that was dreadable. A Road Glide, extremely dreadable. But bad. Even the last models were bad. This new fairing is literally, the plug is along the neck. You unplug it, you take it off. Zero effort to take off, 0 effort to put in. We put in the custom dynamics, new headlight, Shark Demon, that whole kit. 0 effort. Unreal. Everything about it so far. What did I get pissed off about the other day? Oh, getting the crash bar. We had to put the factory crash bar. We haven't gotten, dude, like getting material takes so damn long. That's what the slowness on our K-bars is it's not us manufacturing them, it's that we get a lot of material at a time. We get pallets of this stuff delivered, and then we knock out K-bars out of it, and we halfway through we order more material, but they sell so fast that we can't get material fast enough to keep up with how fast. You guys literally, as soon as they're coming out of the powder coater, they're being shipped. They're just going.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on the shelf at all with those things. Like if you want one, you need to call the shop and get on the list, or I think we have a pre-order going now.
Yeah, we have a pre-order going, and we also have a list as well if there is nothing left in the pre-orders. So next time we open the pre-orders, you'll get a phone call to be placed on the pre-order.
I know that's a pain in the ass, but we literally make like 200-300 of them at a time, and it's it takes 2 months to get material, and once we get material, the shit is gone in a week and a half, and then we're
yeah, they get picked up from the powder coater, and then I bring them back to the shop, throw them in a box, and they go right back out the door. And we just repeat the process and try to keep up with them as best as we can and give everybody a fair shot at getting theirs. So, like Kruesi said, if you want one and you don't have a pre-order, give us a call at the shop, and we'll get you added to the list so you can get one locked down.
That being said, we could buy a lot more material at a time, but the fact is, we we don't have that kind of money. So we're getting them as fast to you as we can financially afford and produce at the same time. That's really what it boils down to. Like it's an astronomical chunk of money to make that many at once. And it took us, I've been making them since 2013, and it's taken me until the last year and a half to be able to afford to produce them as much as we are producing now. And for us to move forward, which a lot of big companies, when they do this kind of stuff and they make material or they make product, they'll go get a $150,000 bank loan and just produce a shitload of product at once, and then use that to, pay the loan off or just be in debt or whatever. But I also see all those companies come and they go really fast. We've done everything with our own money. We make it as soon as we make enough to make the next thing and move into the next project, we do that. All of our money goes back into continuously trying to grow the business and produce more product of our own money. We don't have any loans. We don't owe nobody shit. I got a payment on this truck, but it's a good tax write-off.
Yeah.
Everything else we pay cash for, and that, that's a slower product. When it comes to growth, it's slower. I know. Use other people's money. I know all the business models. I know all the shit. I don't roll that way, though. So it is what it is. Keep it cash. That's why things, move slower. If you want them, get on them. We're growing too. There will be a time when we'll produce 500 of them at a time, but we're just not at that stage. We're not at that level at this moment.
One day.
One day.
Scarl JC is here again.
This guy's really got the question.
Yeah, he had a lot of them. He's been waiting for this day. Hey bro, what's your fairing on the Sailor Moon?
That is a $26 Amazon fairing. If you look up Sportster
on your Dina.
On my Dina, it said Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon doesn't have a fairing on it.
You just said Sailor Moon, didn't you?
Trent's bike, Sailor Moon.
Give me that question again.
Scarl JC said, "Hey bro, what's your fairing on the Sailor Moon?" There's no fairing on that bike.
Oh, I was totally confused right there. Yeah, no fairing.
Sean Connors, next question. Do you bring...
Have you seen this boy?
Do you bring 2 trailers, one for the tools and the other for bikes?
We have 2 trailers right now full of bikes. We have 4 bikes in the toy hauler behind me. Trent has the 24-foot enclosed car hauler, and that one has 2 Harleys, 3 pit bikes, a mountain bike, a tire machine, a full-size air compressor, a generator,
all the merchandise.
50 grand in merch.
Yeah.
And then this dude has the 4 bikes, my mountain bike, because we're going to go mountain biking in the mornings while we're in Sturgis, because it's South Dakota. They got some sick-ass mountain bike parks. And then all of our shit, like all of our personal stuff, loaded down. And the bed of my truck is completely full of tires for the stunt shows. Full of tires. If you have, you got no idea how many tires you go through at a stunt. You got to figure there's 3 to 5 guys riding a stunt show. Every one of them is burning a tire every single time they go out. It's a lot of tires. It's really expensive to put on stunt shows, and venues don't really like to pay for it.
No, but it makes for a great show.
It does. And then when they find out how expensive insurance is, they really don't want to pay for it. So stunt shows are going to be a thing of the past, man. They are going away, and it's getting harder and harder to get people to want to jump on board, because just to make it happen, insurance is insane. Insurance is insane. Our stunt comp was $8,500 for the one day.
That's a lot of money.
One day's insurance. Eat shit.
Yeah.
Used to be $350 when I started doing this shit.
Yeah.
$350 a day we used to get insured for. And then that insurance company, when we tried to do bike week out here for our Metro Mayhem event, they wanted $25,000 for the day.
25 grand for one day.
$25,000. We didn't make $5 grand off the whole entire event, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want what? Insane. So thankfully we found another one that was a third the amount.
All right, this is a good question here from just a Gym Rat 05. What do Trent and Ryan think of the Bule Super Cruiser?
I don't think anybody's gonna like what I have to say, so I don't know if I want to answer that question. I think it would be a really fun bike to ride. I think it's got a lot of potential. I don't think it has anything to do with Eric Bule at all anymore. I would like to know. It's got too much motor for myself, what I would want to ride, and it looks really light, and it looks really, really gnarly. It's probably really, really fast and really, really nasty. I think from the gas tank back, it looks like they forgot to finish the bike. It looks like they started to build a nasty FXR and then built a bicycle out of the back of half of it. It doesn't look that. I would probably build some frame rail covers and then be done with it. I think that's really all it needs. Like I said, I don't know much about it. I think it is a really cool platform. I don't like the back half, the looks of it. I think for the price tag they want on it, they need to put frame rail covers on it at least. Because that framing back there looks cheap. My only complaint.
Props ready. Will the polished 55 tooth Skynet be available on the site before y'all roll out to Sturgis? No, they are not ready yet. They are at high polish. That being said, we should have them ready for you when we get back.
And God, we need to post something today too, because we're gonna be out of the shop for like 10 days. So everybody's order is gonna be super late, and there's gonna be a huge backup at the shop because none of us are there. So it's basically just shut down for the next 12 days.
We are all on the road. Homeboy 55 dropped in to let us know we failed our sock check.
Simone.
D. Blomstrom, I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but this question is the Nightster a better buy than any of the old Dinas for a first-time Harley? And also, are you going to make some motor upgrades or even open the thing up? Love the content.
Well, I already opened it up as much as you can. It makes, like we covered this already, it makes a lot of power, especially if it's going to be your first bike. It's going to be more than you'll ever need. You're not going to buy another Harley that you can rip a wheelie by giving it gas. You know, it's not, they haven't made one of those, so until now. It weighs 100 pounds less than a Sportster. Should it be your first Harley Davidson? I mean, I want to say yes because I want lots of people to buy this bike because I don't want it to go away like so many other rad bikes like the XR 1200 and all these dope things, that when Harley does make a super dope bike like this, they never do anything to promote it and no one ever knows about it and they die. Like, they've built a lot of rad underground bikes that just didn't get the press because they weren't your standard Harley Davidson and they go away. I want this thing to, this thing is sick and I think it could be the future. But if you're going to buy your first Harley Davidson, it should be a Harley Davidson. It shouldn't be a metric, or buy two. But
yeah,
your first one you should have a twin cam with some problems.
That true air cooled.
Yeah, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. You know, go experience that. Even if it's only for 6 months until you're sick and tired of putting it in the shop. But
and sweating your ass off on it.
Oh yeah. Oh God, dude, riding an air cooled Harley around the streets of Phoenix in the summer is that's a man's rite of passage right there. But God. Me and Willis almost died one time getting lost trying to find this place in Scottsdale, like 113 degrees. My phone was overheating and it was just looping us over and over the place.
Oh, man.
Man, I've never been so delirious in my life. If that doesn't matter to you and you just want to own a really nasty-ass motorcycle, like this bike, I will compare it to most bikes out there of all genres as far as just a bad motherfucker goes. That's what it is. I love the bike. I love riding it. I haven't rode a bike that, like, I'm smiling and I'm stoked and I'm excited while I'm riding it in a really, really long time.
TD Harmon wants to know, what's the best replica quarter fairing for Dinas?
Clamshell?
Yeah.
Amazon. 56 bucks.
Yep, I got the same one on mine.
Yep, comes painted black. You got to buy some adapters to hook it up to the frame. They're going to cost twice as much as the fairing, but I've used them on everything. I had a traditional Harley Davidson one on my Tport back in the day, and it broke and cracked, and I had tons of problems with it. And then I bought an Amazon one to replace it because I didn't have no money, and it was phenomenal. Just the mounts that come with it they're not made for anything on the planet. So you gotta actually buy just the little plates that go in there. Bun King sells them, and then you can put quick releases on, do whatever you want to. Or if you got a 39 millimeter, I think the stock ones, you gotta get just flat ones for the
you gotta
39 mil, just OG Harley Davidson, and then bolts up. It's beautiful. That's my favorite fairing. And kick that thing, kick that bitch up straight up and down. Don't lean it back, and the handlebars will shoot the wind straight in your face, and it looks dumb. But kick that thing up super hard, like straight up and down, and then it will kick the wind straight up over the top of you. They work phenomenal. My favorite fairing, especially if you got quick releases on yours now, right?
Yeah, not yet. I got them sitting at home, but yeah, I gotta put those on mine yet.
It's nice to be able to take it off, like roll up a stunt lot, pop the fairing off, do some shredding.
Yeah, my problem is my headlights mounted into mine.
Into your fairing? Oh yeah, got that.
D. Blomstrom's next question is, some stories from the metal band days would be cool.
It was awesome, and I miss it a lot. I was probably, how old was I when I started doing that shit? 24? I was never really like a big metal fan. I'm more like a hardcore oi punk rock kind of kid. You know, I grew up with that type of shit. And some friends of mine, a friend of mine kind of played guitar. You know, like in high school.
Yeah.
And my other friend, even less, kind of played guitar in high school. And then we had this friend Bobby Fulabando. I'd known him my whole life, and he was a fast jazz drummer, like a badass fast jazz drummer. If you ever heard one of them dudes drum, he was bad. He could drum, phenomenal drummer. So he carried the band. We went. The whole point of it was we had some friends that had a recording studio, and they were in bands and big like musical family, and they played like punk shows and metal shows all over the place. And we hung out all the time, and they're like, man, you guys should just start a band. I could scream, you know, like I could blah, you know, do all that shit. But so we ended up kind of more of a hardcore, metally, punk-driven hardcore kind of thing, you know. And it turned out to be pretty good, you know. Simple riffs. The rule was all the songs had to be simple enough to play wasted. And played all over Oregon for I don't know, like 5 or 6 years, something like that. It was a good time. Played some big shows, had a good time. Put an album out. Lost that album in the wind. There's a MySpace out there somewhere. The band was called Army of Darkness, AOD, but there's like 50,000 bands called Army of Darkness on MySpace. So we had a bunch of songs about the Evil Dead movies and shit like that, and then like, fuck, it was good, man. It was real good. And then my friends that had a studio, we were just partying there. It was called Circle Pit Productions. We were hanging out there drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon one time, and my friend, it was his place, and he was a drummer in a punk band. He's like, yo, man, we're drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. We should make some punk music right now. So we did, and we made an album, and I still have that on CD. In fact, I put some of the songs in YouTube videos from time to time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Chaka and the Slee Stacks was the band. All I have left, I only have 2 songs left with vocals on CD. I lost everything over the years. Like, when I moved out to Phoenix, I pretty much lost everything in my entire life and started over with a backpack and a rigid motorcycle. Loved it, missed it. I would give anything to play one more show, just one more time. You know, everybody
get out there one more time.
One more show, man. I always wanted to start a country band, like, you know, a back porch kind of country, and sing. That would take a lot of time that I don't have and never will. So, fuck it, I sing karaoke at my house.
Fuck it, I sing karaoke at my house.
Yeah.
HVAC service tech. Let's get Instagram right there.
General.
Who can do the most push-ups? Can you make a short of the 3 of you pushing dirt and the loser buys lunch?
I would win.
So it's a competition between me
Tommy, maybe me and you, huh?
What's that?
How many push-ups think you can do?
I mean, I do a lot of push-ups probably.
I feel like you could. You're pretty muscular but very slender guy.
Yeah. Is this a contest we should have when we get back?
Man, maybe we should.
Me, you, and Trent get out there and push-up contest for lunch. Loser buys. Is that what it said? Yeah, the loser buys. So whoever does the least.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
All right, we'll get to that at some point here when we get back. Scarl JC's back again.
What's up, Scarl? Scarl Johansson.
Yeah, we're getting to know this guy. Will you do a Pornhub sexy motorcycle guy duo video? No, that's probably not going to happen.
No, you're going too far, bub.
Yeah, getting too far out there.
Now we know what kind of fan you really are.
Yeah.
You clicked on that OnlyFans link in our link tree real fast, didn't you?
Yeah, that was one of the ones that got excited.
Ooh, I'm going to see it. Damn it. It's bullshit. You can't believe how many hits we get on that OnlyFans thing, and all it does is spoil it. You know what? I'm not even going to spoil it for you. Go check out our OnlyFans. It's in our link tree. If you have a link tree, you have to have an OnlyFans. Especially if you have a motorcycle. Any chick with it. So, you know what? Never mind. Y'all motherfucker got Linktree, you got OnlyFans.
Alright, next one. AP 250. Longest wheelie achieved.
For me?
Yeah, that's for, yeah.
Miles.
Miles.
I can ride a wheelie pretty much as long as I want to.
Wheelies
on a Dina, like my silver bike or any early model Dina, I can. It's like one thing I got locked. I can just sit into a wheelie and ride that shit forever. I've rode them so long that my motor blew up.
Yeah.
I remember when many years ago, Cade Gates put out a minute-long wheelie video, and everybody was losing their minds because he went a minute, and that was a goal of mine for so long. And then now I have to cut them down so they fit on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, and like Yeah, once you like comfortable and you know what balance point feels like, and you can just let the bike sit there, you can just sit there.
The Harley barn. How many bolts and screws does Ryan have holding him together? I've got quite a collection as well.
0. Actually, surprising enough, I got lots of broken bones that have fused back together horribly wrong, but my neck's titanium. I got 2 fake discs in my neck. My C5 and 6 is like a Heim joint, and then my C6 and 7, same thing. That both replaced. Simplify discs. Dr. Murphy at Barrow Spine, something like that. I completely destroyed 2 discs in my neck and was and you guys haven't been around during that time or any of that stuff, I was pretty good. Whole left side of my body died. Years of whiplash in my neck, whipping wheelies up with a helmet on. Just destroyed me. And crossfitting and being stupid. Take care of your back and spine, that's for sure. But other than that, I broke this collarbone, compounded out of my neck in a motorcycle wreck. Another motorcycle wreck broke it in my throat and my sternum here at the top. So I got like a big old chunk right here and then a skateboard ramp over here. Broke this shoulder in a motorcycle wreck, broke this hip in a motorcycle wreck, broke my scapula. Split my nutsack in half, blew one of my nuts up, had a gash in my nuts and stitches like this big, peeled all the skin off the side of my dick, rolled her down like a sardine can one time in a motorcycle wreck. Bare metal seat pan on a chopper. Never ever do it. I've been hit by a car so hard that I spun through the air like a helicopter and my legs went out sideways and it pulled both my hips out of socket and pulled all my tendons out of my hips. That shit hurt real bad. My teeth chattered for 2 days. I was like, just a god-awful amount of pain. Knocked out a good amount of my teeth are fake. This whole row up here, most of this row, and most of this row up here are bolt-ins. Bolt-ins, brother. 4 concussions in 2016 alone. Pretty gnarly ones. I don't remember a whole lot of my youth or early years of my life anymore, or much of my hometown. I broke both feet, both ankles. I crushed one of my feet so bad with the motorcycle that they had to cut my foot open on the side over here and sew it back together from the inside out. That was probably the most painful thing I've ever experienced.
That sounds painful.
I looped a fucking 50 with a 120 motor in it, and when I looped it, it flung up. I looped it like, yaw, and it went up in the air, and I had just Vans slip-ons with no socks on, and came down and put the peg down in through my foot. Oh my God. I was showing my kid how to ride a wheelie. Hey, check out, I bought a pit bike, watch this. Boom, wipe it out. He's like 12. I'm on the ground in the driveway, like convulsing. Oh! He's like, what do I do? He's like trying to push the bike off the street. It's still in gear. Yeah. He's pushing, he's like,
dragging the back tire.
Freaking out. Yeah. I'm like, get your mom. And Heather, my wife, she don't give a f. I'm laying on the couch. She's like, really? Really? What'd you do? Oh yeah. I'm like, take off my socks. She did. She goes, oh, all right.
Oh shit.
We're going to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Sew me back up. That's all. MCL. Tore this MCL completely in half, drifting, folded my leg sideways, foot came up, touched my butt cheek as my bike was riding me down the road. ACL over here, I got ran over by a 4Runner. I've been hit by some cars. MCL was the worst though. I was in a leg brace for 6 months. It was a bitch. Then I had to go to physical therapy. They had me doing these little quarter squats. I did that for 1 day and I left. I'm like, I ain't doing this shit. You must think I'm some kind of bitch right now. I did 100 air squats a day for 2 months, 7 days a week, and then I squatted 425. Eat shit with your calf raises and air squats. Athlete.
The next one is from It's Dicko. Did you fellas get in the shit for saying biker Buildoff too many times? I noticed biker was censored in the last video.
Yeah, so the trademark is up. They don't own the trademark anymore, or History Channel or whoever did. The trademark is up, but even though you don't own the trademark anymore, you still own the rights to take it back at any time you want to. So technically, yes, we can use it, but if they ever want to come back and go, we want to use Biker Buildoff again, every bit of content and everything we've ever created with that would now be owned by them, and we would lose all rights to it. So that being said, we thought we had it in the bag, so we're just going to call it Buildoff, just the YouTube Buildoff. Is what it is. You know what we're doing. You know what time it is. Yeah. We're still going to bring you the same action. I don't know what Blockhead's got going on. I don't know what he's doing over there, but we have been, I don't, or if he's ready for me or what, because I've been getting after it. Like, you put a project on me, and they're like, yeah, we're going to build this, and it's going to be done in December. That'll be when we meet for the final, and that's like months away. And I'm like, well, I'm going to build this thing right now. We're already, I think, far ahead of the competition at the moment, which they have a lot of time to catch up. But all they've done is put the motor in at this point, and we have gone really deep into this motorcycle.
Bike's sick.
Which I'm going to overbuild it and ruin it for myself. But that being said, that's what I want to do. And we're going to go really hard as soon as we get back. I'm going to pretty much cut the back half of the bike off, and we're going to turbo it. I'm going to build a Panda Trueno. Turbocharged, K-Series swapped, Panda Trueno. I really want to put Fujiwara tofu on the side of the gas tank. Anybody out there that knows what I'm talking about? Bonus points for commenting down below.
Next one is from Roy Tire Biter. He's up there with scooters and cooters, I think.
Tire Biter is pretty funny. That is pretty good.
Why is the Dina a preferred stunt bike versus the FXR? Because you can actually ride them, I feel like.
Well, yeah, FXRs suck all the way around. I know you guys are going to get mad at me, but I don't like them any way, shape, or form. Owned enough of them to know better. Worked on way too many of them to know I will never work on one again. As far as stunt riding goes, it's just a Sportster. It's like comparing a Sportster to a Dina. Dina's a far better stunt bike, longer wheelbase. You can't drift an FXR like you can a Dina. The geometry's not good. They're not that good of a bike. Like, I know everybody dick rides the shit out of them. If you want to, maybe road tripping, it would be a better bike, but it's going to break down before you get out of town. I mean, the only way to own an FXR is if you strip it to the frame and do everything brand new, or build it from the frame, because they're old. It's just old, super old, outdated stuff. I've rode them all, and an early model Dino with a Big Bear motor mount in the front and a fresh OEM in the rear and good suspension is fantastic. And I always love the comment of, well, you know how much money it takes to make a Dino ride like an FXR? $0.
Yeah.
$0. You go buy an FXR off of Facebook Marketplace and you buy an early model Dino off of Facebook Marketplace that are in the same value, and they are going to have the exact same quality of ride. You're going to be riding on old clapped out rubber mount motherfucker. It's a 3-point, it's still rubber mount. I don't give a shit. Old, terrible suspension and terrible electronics. The Dina is going to be not as terrible electronics, better. Terrible suspension, terrible rubber mount bushings. So no matter what, you're going to be on this. I know I've rode more FXRs than you have. Whoever you are that's watching. That's just from my experience. First time I ever scraped fender was on an FXR. I used to stunt ride an FXR 10 years ago. Had a S&S super stock 80-inch and it made 98 horsepower. It was a really good time. Olin suspension. It was a good bike. I scraped fender without back brake. I didn't even know about running back brake back then. We were just whipping wheelies and just flicking her back till you blasted the fender, and then you'd let off and you'd ride.
Gas to the fender.
Ride the lightning, you know.
Yeah.
That video's deep in the YouTube or something somewhere. It's there, and it was gnarly. I hit the fender, did one of these, slammed my foot on the ground, and just slapped myself back onto the bike, slammed it on the ground, bobbed it down the road, put my fist in the air, and achievement. It wasn't even my bike. Yeah, I spent like a year riding a FXR as a stunt bike. I enjoyed it, but you can't drift them. They don't drift. Wheelbase is too short. 200 powered. They just want to come up and wheelie. They're easy to wheelie, that's for sure. I think that's why people were stunt riding them in the early years, because they were super easy to wheelie. But then people like clutching up a Dina is the hardest thing to learn. Like, you got to learn the rhythm and the timing, and then once you have that dialed, it's the best wheelie machine out there is.
Next question is from Baker Jake 00. Will we ever see an Evo Dina build?
No.
No, you will not.
I don't like working on old shit anymore. It's just so time consuming, and there's just new stuff is better. I like fuel injection. I like modern. I like power. I like them to run good and be reliable, and I don't want to have to work on the shit all the time. Like, if I built anything Evo, it'd probably be like an old Evo Softail, and I'd build some kind of like lowrider kind of rat machine, something to cruise on. Evo Dina is a good riding bike though. Like, they're more solid feeling than the twin cams. They're just underpowered.
A Gillis 73 wants to know who's winning in a foot race.
Between the three of us?
Between the three of us.
Me.
Kruesi's winning the foot race.
I'm fast.
Kruesi's fast.
Fast as shit. We went out and played football every is it Easter or Thanksgiving morning? We all meet at a field and play football, a whole bunch of us. And I went out last year, a bunch of new guys there, and I usually get stuck as captain because I'm one of the older guys there, and I think it's just like, oh, you know, Kruesi be captain. I'm like, I don't want to be captain. So I got all these kids out there that are playing football. I get picked second to last. And I'm like, oh, I look at all of them. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker don't want to play with the old man, huh? All right.
Play with the old man.
I went out there and greased all these kids all over the place. Like, oh shit, Kruesi can run. Yeah, I'm fast.
You don't lose speed with age.
That's right. I played a little semi-pro football for half a second too. That's another story and another lifestyle.
That you'll now be asked about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Matt, Big Matt, you guys asked about. Matt was a Division I quarterback, and he was on like ESPN and all that shit.
Got
Smoky Matt. I've been questing to be superhuman since I was like 18 years old.
Rext 284. Are you guys disappointed with Harley's DEI policy? Do you think this will last long, or will the people get them to stop all this BS? By the way, you guys delivered a set of Legends Axial cartridges to me last week, super fast. I will definitely be shopping your guys' site again soon.
Thank you, appreciate that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what DEI stands for myself.
Hey, you know what it boils down to? I don't give a shit. Sorry, that kind of stuff, like, I don't know what that is, I don't care. I just want to ride motorcycles and build motorcycles and do shit with my friends. If it comes to any kind of politic or corporate, or I don't care. That's my take on it.
Here to ride Harley-Davidson motorcycles.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what the company does. Don't care. Keep making motorcycles that I want to buy and I want to ride. If you quit doing that, then I'll probably care. But yeah, I'm here for the good times.
Riding Harley-Davidsons with your friends is what it's all about.
Yep, good times only.
Uncle said he said, thinking of getting my license in a small ride around for my 21st. Any tips?
If it's your first bike, I would say buy a dirt bike and spend a good amount of time in the woods learning how to really shred before you get on the streets, because the streets kill you faster than anything. If you've been riding and you've got good bike control, first all-around bike to get around town, Nightster. That would be it. It's nimble, it's light, it's easy as hell to ride. It's going to feel like a dirt bike. If you're coming from dirt bikes, it's going to feel like a 450 to you. That's the one.
Enough power that you won't get bored of it fast?
Yeah, more than enough than you're going to need starting out, that's for damn sure. And you can just keep it like low RPM and cruise, but when the variable valve timing comes on at like 4,000 RPMs, and it's like it's hitting a power band. It's there. It's VTEC in a 98 Honda Civic B Series.
Yeah, I mean, the first time you told me when I took it out for the first ride and you said 4,000 RPMs, it was watching, like, when it hits that 4,000 RPM power band, it's a light switch, basically.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's, yeah, oh my God, it's fun.
It's fun. UTech Garage, Tommy's setting the channel off right now.
Oh yeah.
What's that mean?
Good work, Tom.
Good work. Appreciate that. Thank you. Neat Freak 803. Ryan mentioned tightening the neck bearings on the 24 Road Glide. I'm curious as to how he measures that, or goes by a free fall measurement, or just by feel in general. That's a by feel.
Yeah, it's just, I've been doing it a long time. I know how I like neck bearings to feel when I'm moving the bike around, just from like having it on a jack, moving it around, and test riding it, and moving it around, test riding it. I've just 15 years of doing that. I just kind of got a feel for it. Like doing a measurement and coming a spec off of it. I don't do a free swing spec or any of that. It kind of depends on it. It all depends on the bike too, like how the rear shocks are set up, how the front shocks are set up, what the wheel diameter, like fairing set up, everything, handlebars, all of that matters, and how the neck bearing should be set accordingly to that. That's not something I can just tell you. That's just doing it. That's trial and error. Lots of it. My bikes are set the up, dude. Like my setup, especially on my stunt bike, I am meticulous as hell. If I'm riding my bike and anything is off in any way at all, I won't even ride the bike will sit until I can make that. I just won't ride. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. So yeah, it's just trial and error. That's all of our parts. Everything that we do comes from me doing it and testing it over and over and over again, out of just me wanting everything that for me to be dialed
the way you want it from real life experience.
Yeah.
That's a good question here from 479 Moto. You mentioned briefly a new shop in the past. Is that still a go?
No. I mean,
everybody wants a new shop, I think.
As soon as that lottery ticket pays off, man, I am going to get a piece of that action. It's not there yet. We were looking, we looked at some. I'm going to get you, old man. Oh my God, that dude just about got himself greased by a big Dodge. It's ungodly expensive in Arizona right now. It's so expensive. So expensive. We could buy our building that we're in, if anyone's ever seen it in real life, it's really small, for $1 million. And it's in the hood. There's been 3 shootings at our building already. It's not the place to be. It's not a good building. It's right attached to a bar full of scumbags all day long. It's not ideal, but that is literally at $1 million. That's a good deal.
Yeah, and that's crazy
deal
to think about. Like you said, if you've been there in person.
Yeah. And guess what? I don't have $1 million. I don't got anywhere even close to being able to make a down payment on that. So I sold the bike. I sold my Dina. I'm trying to sell everything that I own. Basically, is up for sale. I say I'm trying to sell it. As far as effort into putting into trying to sell my things, all I've said is I'm trying to sell my stuff. Because, I mean, do I really want to when it comes down to it? No, I don't. But I know I can get all that shit another time. And we need a building. We've outgrown where we are years ago. And it is, dude, rent alone in Phoenix to rent a building. We can't even move into another building and rent a building because it's insane. It's insane. Some buildings are up to $14 a square foot.
Yeah,
do the math on that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's insane.
Pre-COVID, our landlords, when we moved into our building, they bought our building for $260,000. And we did all the work to it.
And now it's worth $1 million.
And now they want $1 million, and that's hooking us up. It's worth like 1.5. Like, man. Well, you know, what do you do? The option's always there. Our landlords are super dope. If we ever did want to buy it, but I think we're like 2 to 5 years out. Real talk, and me selling everything that I have built over the years. Just need to let her go.
Next question's from Matt Zuliani, 1776. Brian Kruesi, why do you think the Street Glide or any other Batwing model doesn't get the same amount of love now as they did back in the day?
It just goes in cycles. The Street Glide will be the popular bike again. It's just what's trendy. Just whatever the wave of the masses is pushing at the time, you know, like everybody kind of jumps on the same thing everybody's doing. So if the Road Glide is the dick swinging bike to have, that's going to be the bike to have, and everybody's going to hate on the Street Glide because that's the thing to do. And then it used to be the Street Glide was the thing to have, and the Road Glide was an ugly son of a bitch, and no one would ever ride that thing.
Yeah.
And then that changed. And I never liked the Street Glide. I was always a fan of the Road Glide. But then I owned a Road Glide, and as I owned that Road Glide, we built a Street Glide that's much like the white one I'm building now for a customer. It was a white one, everything. We handlebar setup, seat setup. I did it all like what we're doing. It just better riding motorcycle. For me, I can't. The Road Glide felt massive, and it felt like it just felt big all the time. And I come from small bikes, and the Street Glide, just the way the fairing is, it feels shorter. It feels so far in front of me, and it doesn't play with my head like the Road Glide does. So that's I don't know, I like them. It'll come back, just watch, I'm building one. And I think the new Street Glide fairing looks better than any other thing they've done so far.
Alright, next one is from Clibben Missile. It's a pretty good one there too.
Clibben?
The Clibben Missile.
Is that a joke that I don't know about?
The Clibben? The Clibbens?
What is it?
The grass Clibbens.
Clippins.
The Clippins. Clibbens.
Clibbins.
The Clibbens, brother.
Alright.
The Clibben Missile.
I'm on board with you now.
What spring rate are you running on the Nightster, and any updates from Legends?
The only update I have from Legends is they're not going to do anything for the Nightster probably at this point, or maybe not at all. I don't have Legends on it anymore. I have a set of, I wanted to try 15s, so I put 15-inch progressive, whatever, just the black.
Stilettos, I think.
They're like the Stilettos,
yeah.
But that's the Burley brand version,
yeah.
Same company, but they're 15s. They're for a Sportster, the bolt size for the eyes. It's not the right size. I don't recommend doing it. It's not right, but it does feel pretty good. The 15s are where it's at. The bike needs 15s. It looks good.
Yeah.
It feels a lot better angle-wise and everything. The suspension feels pretty good. It's still like, it's just a little stiff. The Sportster weighs a considerable amount more than the Nightster does, so it's still just too stiff of a setup. But we are talking to 3 companies right now, and we're really just kind of seeing what gotta wait till we get back from Sturgis, but I kind of want to see who's gonna do what I want to do suspension-wise, and who's gonna be the most open to developing the shock how I would want the shock to be. Not that I'm selfish, but I know that they're both three very high-end, high-quality suspension companies, which we've had a few more hit us up, but I want to be like, if we're gonna work with somebody on something like this, I want it to be top tier. We're just gonna kind of see how much development we can actually do. I don't want somebody just sending me a pair of shocks and we send it out the door. I want to be able to test and tune and do some R&D and like get the spring rates correct and really get it dialed in with different options. Have Trent ride it too and see, because he's lighter than me, and get some different spring rates. Really get the valving set up right and make it like, I want to get all of everything we can out of the bike. So that'll be happening soon. We're just getting done with all this shit, and then we'll move on.
Jack Howlett 97. What would be some good supporting mods for stunting on an M8 Lowrider S? I already know what your first answer is going to be here. It needs a Dina tail.
Sell it by a Dina. Yeah, or do it. One of our swing arm conversions. It's really your only luck, because they suck. They're good for drifting. They're great for drifting, especially like the Lowrider S is not a good bike for that. But is it a twin cam or an M8?
M8 Lowrider S, it says. Yeah.
Definitely not a good bike for stunt ride. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I'd just ride that bike and have a good time. It's a great riding motorcycle. You'd have to get rid of the ABS. You'd have to do a swing arm conversion. Swing arm conversion makes a world of difference. You're still dealing with a lot of motor and really bad back brakes.
Yeah, the brakes on them are not good. The rear brake is not ideal.
I would swing arm and 4-piston Brembo on the back with a better master cylinder setup if possible.
Owen Anderson. About to go pick up a Nightster. What bars were you able to use on it? And do you know a time frame with Legends bringing new suspension for it to market?
We went over the suspension thing already, and the bars, I'm running stock risers and stock handlebars, and I'm probably not going to change them. They're dialed. I like them a lot, and I don't feel like I need to spend any money when I have something that's dialed. We are making a gauge, a top mount to put the gauge on top. We just did our first 3D print version. We got to make a couple changes. Once again, we get back from Sturgis, we'll get that dialed in, and then it's just the exact same thing, just flipping the gauge up on top. Less cafe racer, more gang shit. We're gonna go to Saddleman and we're gonna make a seat out there like we did with the Monkey and film that whole thing and everything, and then it'll be a production seat, and then just seating position could be better, for sure. I like the seat that's on there, but I would like to be up a little bit more and forward just a little bit.
Next question is Dr. B Hill 01. What are you most excited for at Sturgis?
Riding mountain bikes.
Ride mountain bikes in the morning before the day starts. Yeah. I mountain bike like 40 miles a week. I love it so much. Other than that, as far as Sturgis stuff goes, the party Sunday night is gonna be pretty sick. I can tell you what I'm most nervous about: riding stunt shows on two motorcycles that I have almost zero seat time, and are two motorcycles that ride like nothing that I've ever rode before, and both of them make a gobs more power than anything I've rode in that kind of situation before, and I'm going to learn how to ride them and try and figure it out in front of a crowd at Sturgis. So that's going to just suck. That's going to give me an ulcer, honestly, but because I'm gonna not be good. I can already put that out there. I can't drift a Nightster. It needs tuned. It's not making any bottom end since I got rid of opened it up so much. It killed the bottom end with no tune. I can't. It bogs and it high sides me. I've high sided the bike twice. And when you drop, but the bike goes down to get it, it goes into limp mode, and to get it out of limp mode is the son of a bitch. So I got to get that figured out. I got to figure out a cheat a way around that to the bank angle sensor, which I'll put all this stuff out there when we figure everything out about the bike, but that's going to be wild. Funnest thing to do, though, ride to Rushmore with everybody. Yeah, the ride to Rushmore is going to be really cool.
Yeah, super dope. We're going to go swimming at that lake on the way where the big dam thing is, or the bridge,
the Pactola Reservoir.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm excited about that. My wife's coming out too. She's never been. I've been going for many years now, and she's never seen it. And it's gonna blow her mind. I know she thinks I'm full of shit. But if you've never seen Sturgis, you just realistically cannot understand.
Yeah, it's hard to put. You can't put it into words for somebody that's never seen it.
I went to Sturgis for years working for Trask and Nassie, and I never saw Sturgis. I just was at Black Hills Harley Davidson in the parking lot, working at a booth 15 hours a day, and that was it. Literally never got to see any of Sturgis but that and the house we were staying at.
Yeah.
And then the first year I went for fun with some friends was the 75th anniversary. And the first time I walked into the original OG Full Throttle Saloon before it burned down, I was mind blown. It was unreal.
Parrot Jace, what brake and suspension setup would you recommend on a lowrider ST? I'm gonna put those dope ass Skynet wheels on after my deployment.
Legends, front rear cartridges. They're super easy to do. They work really well in the inverted front ends. And the Legends, they got one of the tallest rear shocks, and that's really what that bike needs, is some height in the rear. The Legends is also the only mono shock I rode that feels good and actually articulates suspension. The rest of them, they just bind and feel like a brick. You got an inch or two of suspension movement, and then it just kind of seizes on itself. It feels like you get that hitting the ass real hard. Brake wise, rear brake, I don't know who has anything out there that's bolt on ready. Anytime I've done it, I've built everything, so I don't have an answer for that one. I'm not hip to it.
Yeah, I don't know what for a straight up bolt on upgrade other than you were saying doing a 4-piston in the rear, but
yeah, but you can do that with the swing arm conversion because you can just switch over to a late model Dina bracket and stuff. But,
yeah, that's true.
Or the early model Softail.
Rod Nut Garage wants to know, do you guys run Big Bear mounts on your Dinas?
Fronts.
Fronts only.
Yeah, I don't like the rear. It makes it too rigid. Bike shakes really bad. But the front is, been running them since day one. I love them. It's a necessity. You have to have one on an early model Dina. Late model Dina, highly recommended, but it is a necessity, 100%. Put a brand new OEM rear motor mount in the back. And you also, you can't just put that Big Bear in and forget about it too. You got to service it and replace those bushings from time to time too.
Stevo F. DeBoss, can you believe Harley went rogue? Went woke. I read the article this morning.
I don't even know anything about that.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't give a shit.
Or care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Stevo DeBoss is wondering, how much did Harley pay you to promote the Lil Grom Sportster?
That's also a lame ass comment, but that shit bugs the shit out of me
because you genuinely like the bike on your own terms.
I went and got that bike on my own terms when I saw it at Buddy Stubbs, and I went, "What the is that? I want that." You think I'm some sellout bitch full of shit motherfucker that's just taking money and promoting something that I don't really like? If Harley Davidson was paying me, I'd be a lot more stoked. That's for sure. But, yeah, but. If our videos, because we get calls every single day from dealerships and people about how they bought a Neister because of the videos, and I'm going to give it till the end of the year, and then I'm going to hit up Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, "Hey guys, I would like to see your sales or something, because I feel like we put this bike on the map." But no, I got nothing. We have technical support from them, and we have product support, Harley Davidson product support for them for the Buildoff bike. We are doing stunt shows for them in Sturgis. They are sponsoring our event and stunt show that we are doing in Sturgis. We do have sponsorship that way from Harley Davidson, but as far as the rest of it goes, don't ever talk to me like that again.
Good answer. Stormin' fucking Norman just wanted to let us know to take our snowshoes with to Sturgis.
It ain't that kind of Sturgis for me anymore, brother.
Vince Black.
But I understand.
When is the Hell Yeah Brother merch coming out?
Do we have that?
I guess I wasn't aware that there was Hell Yeah Brother merch coming.
You want some fingerless gloves and some, wallet chains or what?
Studded, yeah, something studded.
Man, we need some stainless steel jewelry.
Here's a good one. Blue Eyed Devil 82. Why don't you guys ride out?
Well, I mean, I could, but it's really hard to fit 2 trailers worth of booth merchandise and a whole truck bed full of tires and 7 motorcycles. And, oh yeah, then I got to ride, 15 stunt shows? Hopefully my bike don't break during that time or I don't wreck so I can ride all the way back home. But other than that, yeah, all that being said, I think we're going to ride out next year. If this year goes well, we're probably going to be putting on Metro Mayhem in Sturgis on a high scale, and we probably won't be able to ride out. We'll have to haul out a whole mountain of shit. So if the world worked in some mysterious way where we could fit somebody to drive our stuff out there and we could all ride out next year, that's what we're going to try and do. I would love to do that. I do want to do that really bad. I want to do it on the bagger. That's what I'm trying to build that bike for, like a super touring machine that lays down real smoky burnouts. Big jump, here we go.
Oh, look at those ones.
I would love to. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because the ride's pretty goddamn desolate most of the way.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some cool stuff along the way, but yeah,
once we got to Utah, it was nice, but most of Arizona, the path you take is barren, man.
Yeah.
Hot and barren for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours of hot and barren. I have to leave at like nighttime. I feel also like, man, you gotta get real tuned up to make a motorcycle ride like that. You really need to leave about 9 o'clock at night. A little bit of fire, you know.
A bit of
really,
fire.
really get on the road, really get after it. I don't got that in me no more. Those are days of yesteryear.
Charlie Grinstead
Jesus Christ.
is wondering, where did you find a ratchet strap that you use on the bike lift long enough to go all the way around the vise? Nothing I find is long enough on the ratchet side.
Those are the ratchet straps that hold Harley Davidsons to the pallet when they are delivered to Harley Davidson dealerships, disassembled, and then they P&I them.
Really?
Yep. I have a bunch of them. I get them from the dealerships.
So hit up your local Harley dealer to see if they have some.
Yep. Most of them won't give them up, but if they're cool, they will. They should have lots. Every single bike that comes in is covered with them.
All right, Ryan Hernandez, 1982. What route do you take to go to Sturgis?
I have no idea. Through the barren, desolate wasteland. I don't know. We're going up through Utah. We went through Moab. A lot of the Navajo Nation, all through there. That's like a good bit of what we've driven through so far, mostly.
Yeah.
Got bit by fire ants. Yeah, I don't know. I'm following Trent.
Yeah, Trent's our leader here.
Yeah, I can drive this 500 times and never find my way home. I'm fully dependent on maps.
Sam MX642, are you still going to come to Australia, or do we put you off when we told you how long the flight is?
Oh man, the flight did scare the hell out of me. But no, definitely want to come out to Australia probably in the winter time for Jake's event. This is what we're shooting for. Jake Masters, his event that he has out there. It's like a moto event, something like that. I love Jake. He's my boy. I want to come out and see his spot and hang out with him. It is hard to commit to a 16-hour flight.
That's
I think.
a long time on a plane. Holy
Man, I'm an antsy dude, man. That's like, to sit around that long, I don't know. I might have to stab myself in the face with something. That would be tough. But yeah, 100%. It's gonna happen probably this coming year, probably 25.
Rolling Throttle, can we interview you during Sturgis?
Rolling Throttle. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Click on their thing.
Let's see here, I'll pull them up.
I don't know who you are. I'll check it out. I'll look into it. And yeah, if you got time to come to the Thunderdome and get me between shows, I would love to talk to you. As long as you're not an asshole, that's really all that matters to me. If you're not one of those people that just do shows to just shit talk people like that one guy.
All right, let's see, Ben Chalou. I'm looking to upgrade my stock 03 FXD forks, but don't want to break the bank. Should I get +2 forks or just upgrade the spring?
No +2s. Just do race techs and gold valves in the front. That's the ticket. As long as they just set up right. Have a professional, someone that really knows what they're doing. If you really want it to be good, have someone that knows suspension install the shit. Or spend many months doing some real research. Don't call me and ask me how to do it. I'm not going to walk you through it. That's something that comes with time and trial and error. But yeah, race tech gold valve, most tunable. Just really good shit and inexpensive. You know, $300 ish. KruesiOriginals.com. It's all there.
Yeah.
I never put I don't like 2-overs in the front of the Dina, like 14s in the rear, stock height up front with race techs. You put the race tech kit in, you run the small top out spring, it's going to raise your front end an inch anyways, and that's dialed. When you get a tall front end, like, the real handling of the bike goes away.
All right. I'm sorry if I butcher your last name here, Christian, but Christian Esquivel is rad. Wants to know, what is it like to pass large vehicles, semis, RVs, etc. on the highway on any bike? Also, frame mount versus shock mounted fairings in crosswind and passing large vehicles.
Frame mount's always going to be better cutting to the wind. Fork mount is going to give you any kind of buffering. That's always going to happen. Passing a freeway, that all depends on the wind. Like if it's blowing hard, you pass a semi truck, it's going to suck you into the truck, and that's going to shit you out the other end of it. You know?
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for that. And just kind of feel it and give yourself clearance. If it's not that windy, it doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. But always just give yourself space, and remember that if you're beside a semi, he cannot see you at all.
No.
You're going to die right there. So always be aggressive. Get in front of him. Get around him. Get away from him. Sebastian
Ria wants to know, what is your favorite bike build for daily stunt use?
2002 Dina. All day long. FXDX. 2002 FXDX. Best bike ever made.
Here we got Surfs with Thumbs.
Hey!
What is the best thing Harley ever did and the worst thing Harley ever did?
Worst thing I ever did was the rocker. That was it. The rocker was definitely the worst thing they ever did. Best thing they ever did, I mean, my favorite is the early model Dina. I think this new Nightster is going to evolve into me liking it even more, but I don't have enough time with it to have that kind of affection. I'm super excited about it, but as far as like my years and my heart belongs to FXDX. Just, you know, I can get on one of those and just do whatever I want to with it, and I feel super comfortable. As far as just a riding bike goes, not stunt riding, just riding, the Nightster is my favorite thing I've rode. Hands down.
Yeah, you said that a lot. It's your favorite bike you've ever owned, ever rode.
It just shreds, dude. Just riding it, period. Like, just ripping streets and just riding like an asshole, you know? It's the asshole bike for sure.
Kenworth Kid.
Ah, I like that.
That's a good one, too.
Truck driving man there, huh?
What's the height and weight limit for this new early model Dina Nightster? I like you called it by the right name there, too.
I like that, yeah. Respect. I think it'd be good. I'm pretty husky myself, and I think it'd be dialed. Who else? Joey Robinson just bought one. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey's huge. He rode mine and then went and got one. He's like, I'm so mad at you. I wanted to hate this bike, and I love it. I'm like, I told you, dude. It's amazing. So watch out. Joey 5'5" is going to be stunt riding Nightster coming soon, and that is probably going to be impressive. He is going to just destroy me on that bike. That'll be a good time. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, if you're some gigantic dude, it might be weird to you, but like I said, Joey's 6'6". He rips it.
We got Al Tijerina 4. Did the brake light wiring work for the RCS 19 on the wrecked Softail build?
No, you can't. It's backwards. Their stuff is backwards compared to
Harley.
Harley Davidson does it. It will not work. There is no making it work. You have to just do it the other way.
All right, we got a Rally Fool. Is mayonnaise an
Rally
instrument?
Fool. I don't know what that means. That you were telling me we could discuss this off camera a little bit, but
That's a SpongeBob reference.
I've watched maybe an episode or two of SpongeBob in passing when my kids were watching it. I got it. I'm too old for that one. Sorry, I don't know. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
I'm gonna have to go with no.
Well, what does that even mean? What's the reference in SpongeBob? What am I missing?
I don't recall the exact reference, but
You sure it's SpongeBob? It's not Doug Funny, Patty Mayonnaise?
I'm almost positive it's
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Stumped me. Is that it?
That's it.
Well, all right. That's it. We answered all your damn questions. Hopefully Trent answers his as well. I think I'm going to give the t-shirt to, what was his name?
Scooters and Cooters.
Scooters and Cooters. So, Scooters and Cooters, if you're watching this video right now and you haven't heard from us about your t-shirt, you won, and we forgot. So, hit us up. We'll make it happen. And thank you guys. Thanks for all the questions. I think they were all pretty good. I had a good time answering them. That was a lot of talking. It's probably going to be a long-ass video. June's going to try and knock this out while we're in Sturgis.
Kept us entertained for a good amount of time while we're...
I don't know how much time do we have left, because goddamn thing's not working. Take me to Sturgis, Dick.
Peace.